Welcome to Just Making Conversation. We are recording an episode at last. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. God, it's been a long time. Too long, but hey, it's life, isn't it, man?
Yeah, and I'm going to say right off the bat, maybe I don't need to, but I'm going to anyway. It's a lot to do with life and all that sort of stuff. Don't need to go into it, but yeah, sorry that we've not been around. And it's, I feel, mainly driven by the fact I've not been around. But hey ho, doesn't matter. The fact we are here, and that's all that matters. But as you're always been aware, it's whether we've got the time and the ability to do it. So health or life gets in the way. So there we go.
Sorry, not sorry, is what he's saying. Basically.
No, I am really sorry because I feel really, really guilty about it, if I'm honest, because there isn't a day that goes by that I think to myself, oh, I really should get on the bench. I really should do this, or I really should do that. And JMC is there on the list, 100%, right near the top. And I feel guilty, so that's why I made the apology. But anyway, I know everybody will understand. Says, "Don't be so silly, James."
You know what? No one's going to understand because no one's listening. Remember? So
well, there is my mother, you see, but I haven't seen my mother for months. You know, so my mum literally will send me a text saying, "Oh, at least I've heard you in the last 3 months." Anyway,
hi, Mum.
Love you, Mum. But yeah, so I've been relatively busy with life, but I have done some bits and pieces, and this is going to be a catch up. We were going to do a theme, we were going to try and get into a routine and stuff, but I think we should do catch up first. So, what have you been up to, Malcolm?
Well, like you, I have been busy too, doing lots of M4H work, as you know. A lot of press releases going out this week and last week, and I did some radio stuff and national news as well. Model Sphere has hit the national news. It's wonderful. If you read the Independent, or I, as it's now called, we're in there. Other than that, I have been Mooseroo cupping. So I don't know if you want to Mooseroo cup it up, or
do you know what? It's been so long, I've forgotten what I'm doing. I've got the buttons here, and I can press them. I just not ready. How bad is that?
That's all right. I don't have to go Mooseroo cupping. I can talk about
we must. We must. Well, I say we must. If I can find it, we must. If not, we won't. And then
Mooseroo cup.
Let's talk about the Mooseroo cup. Boom.
I'm just poised, making sure it's not on loop.
It was on loop.
It was on loop, but I managed to see that it was on loop before we went any further. So anyway, Mooseroo Cup, this wonderful competition between the podcasts, and Malcolm is our star model maker this year. Again, how's it going?
Well, yeah, it's going and moving. So I don't know what I'm doing, right? I haven't got a plan, really. I mean, I not like a proper, this is my plan, this is exactly what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
what is it you're showing?
Because it is an Ayoshima kit, 1/24 scale, Toyota Mark II. It's a hard top. It's a GT, so it's a grand something. And it's from 1978. It's a 1978 vehicle, so it's got that kind of look to it.
Oof.
I have so the competition requires you to modify it so it's like a 2000s year 2000 custom car.
Mm-hmm.
which is what I'm doing. So I've added a spoiler because that's what people did.
In
And a
maroon,
few
I
other.
notice.
Well, that'll be
Maroon.
any color.
Ah.
It's gonna. I want it to be. I'll show you the paint. Give me 1 sec.
Okay, no worries. So while you're doing that, I'll just explain what we're showing for those benefit watching on the radio. The kit comes as a body form, white plastic, and it's got a nice maroon plastic spoiler on the back.
Yes, it does. It's not going to be maroon, though. It's going to be a different color at the end. It's going to. I want it to be this color here.
So this is a silk cut purple and white.
Yes, but it hasn't got any white in it, although it does have white in it to make it lighter. But no, it's it's a very nice purple color.
Yeah, lovely.
It probably sounds better on the radio, but this is really strong purple color from the silk cut Jaguar. I think it was X.
So where's that? What company makes that?
Zero. Zero paints.
Zero.
Yeah, it was actually given to me by a beneficiary to use. So
nice.
that's what I'm using.
And what's the color number on there? I noticed there is a part number on it. So the part number is ZP Zulu Papa 1240.
Yeah, 0.
And it does actually sound there for detailing Hasegawa kits.
Yes. Oh yeah, so it does.
Yeah, I can read fuzzy.
XJR8.
Jaguar XR XJR 6-8.
Yeah, cool.
Close.
So it's going to be purple. As far as I think. What I've done is I've taken the bonnet off. I slowly cut the bonnet off, so the bonnet's going to be sticking up in the air as they do. And then I've done interior wise, I've done detail to the engine. I bought a load of die cast kit bits. I took the die cast bits apart and I've made a die cast engine. And as you can see, this one is sporting a BMW V8.
Oof.
Yeah. I've cut a hole in the front so that the grille has something to look at. And it's just kind of just surface detail. There's nothing underneath it, you know?
Yeah.
But that'll be painted up as well. I'm going to prime it and all that business. And then in the back here, I've got 2 seats that I've made already. The back here, I've covered the back seat and I've put in some speakers. The kit comes with these kind of speaker things. Oops, I'll turn it around. Kind of
sort
like
triangle sort of shelf speakers. Oh, I see.
Shelf speakers. Yeah, that's right. There's a couple of tweeters and a woofer on there. And they sort of sit on the parcel shelf. It comes with 2 of those. But that wasn't enough. So I've made it so that there's a massive boombox and a couple of massive speakers in there too. And there'll be a few more holes drilled in this panel to make it look the whole back seat area is all speakery, like they did in those days when they were customizing their crazy cars. Those speakers are made out of artillery wheels, and that is the base of an artillery gun.
Right, so you've got a subwoofer in the middle of the back seat, which is the artillery gun.
Yeah,
mounting, and then your the woofers on the parcel shelf, so to speak.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah. So, if anyone can recognize those, it's a Tamiya kit. I don't know what it is though. So that's going to be all painted up, all different colors. I was going to do the base, the floor of this car in a kind of a flocking beige, boring old color, you know. The plan for me is to make it look like it's a 1978 Toyota Mark II, and it would be as if somebody then did it up and then left it in a garage at the year 2000, and then we found it in the year 2025 or 2026 is when it'll be finished. So it's going to have 25 years of weathering on top of a custom car. That's the plan. So it's a barn find, but with a twist.
A twisty barn find. Gotcha.
Yes, twisty barn find. So that goes on the top of that. The shell goes on the bottom, and it's all going to look grand. It's going to look super duper.
Nice.
It's going to have the bonnet open as if someone's come along and gone, oh, let's have a look at the bonnet. Bonnet is over here. I reach for it. So I cut the bonnet up. I put some reinforcement things on the bottom, which isn't part of a bonnet. I don't know what they're from, but they're not supposed to be for that. And then I put little hooks on it so I can hook it onto the bonnet.
Yeah.
So it stays like that.
Nice.
How cool is that?
That's very clever.
Yeah. So the wheels, I don't know what I'm going to do. The wheels, they're really kind of flimsy. The part that goes in here is not a very good connector at all.
So yeah,
in this wheel arch here, the connector's not great, so it's not going to take much. And I've lost the springs that go in the back as well, so they're going to have to be glued in properly. What I might do is just leave the it doesn't come with brake discs, but I've got some spare ones from a 1/24 scale Lamborghini, and I'll put those in, and then I'll just have it sort of sat on bricks. I think.
So it's going to be found at a barn find in Liverpool.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything drives around on bricks in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Not stereotypical.
If it was Manchester, see, the bricks would have gone as well. You see, but anyway, let's just
nick the bricks. Sorry. So true. What else have I done? So I've scratch built some sun visors for it as well. I did that because I didn't want to get on with the build. I just wanted to start making stuff. So that's going to be stuck to the top. This part here will stuck to the top, and then this will be hanging down in front of the window down here. I've got two, obviously, because there are two people who sit on the front. Which way around do they go? Like that, I suppose. I think they might be a bit too big now looking at it, but once they're in, I'll probably realize how big they are. Maybe. I've scratch built a rear view mirror. It does come with its own rear view mirror, but it's silly tiny, and it's. I think in the old days they had tiny little mirrors, and these days they're much bigger. So I've increased the size of the rear view mirror, and the reason is because I've made my own little fluffy dice, so that it can hold. Where are they? It can hold them quite nicely.
And so, just for those watching on the radio, Malcolm's holding it up to the. There will be a picture on the Facebook and all that, but he's holding it up, and I can honestly tell you that they are tiny, so tiny. They're about a millimeter square, if that.
Yeah, they are very small.
That's amazing. Well done, you.
Yeah, thank you. So that was very easy.
Just puppy dice as well. That's a must, really.
Well, I wasn't gonna do it because it was so, I don't know, cliched. Cliched fluffy dice. I wasn't gonna do it, and then I thought, I saw that I'll do it. Why not? I was gonna do like a little air freshening triangle hanging down, but that didn't bother. Oh, I made a battery as well to go in there because there's no battery in the in the engine, so that's going to go in. That's not going to be connected. I'm going to try and make it look like there's no wires connected to the to the bonnet now. There's no wires connected to the battery. But yeah, I'm going a bit detaily, which I need to stop because I need to get the bloody thing painted. Also, because I lost this part last week. And there's a gap now in the back where it's supposed to go. Now I'm going to stick it in. I made some speaker wires out of black and red. These are what are they? They are from what's the wire stuff that you use for aerials on aircraft?
Fine line,
something like that. Yeah. Knicker elastic, basically. So I cut some nice thin pieces of knicker elastic, painted them red and black, and then those were going to be sticking out of the hole where the speaker was, as if someone's nicked the speaker. But yeah, I found the speaker. So what I'm going to do is drill other holes on here, as if the speakers were going to go in there, in those two top corners, and then I'll have the wire sticking out of that instead. And that's it. I've got a base for it. Well, I haven't made the base yet, but the base is going to be a little bit bigger than the actual car. It's going to be floorboards made with some cocktail skewers. No, the other ones. Coffee stirrers out of floorboards at a slight angle. It'll be sat on that on bricks. Half of it will be tarped, perhaps. Bonnet will be open. bada bing, bada boom, I'll win the Mooseroot Cup and bring it home. How about that?
That sounds brilliant.
That's the plan. Whether any of that happens, that we'll see. I've still obviously got a master spraying. This doesn't happen yet. I don't know if it's going to happen simply until March. Probably not. But I'm going to give it a go and do my best.
And that's all you can do, Malcolm, at the end of the day, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
and well, no, that's not the only thing you could do. Bringing it home is important. But enjoying it is more important. So
yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So also, I keep trying to order, and I keep forgetting to order carbon fiber decals, because it does say carbon fiber on there.
Right.
And I wanted to have the whole bonnet entirely in carbon fiber, like they do. But I keep forgetting about that, so I got to do that. But yeah, basically, I'm trying to follow this. Make sure I follow the rules to a point, and yeah, we're looking forward to handing that in soon. I'm not going to get to the very finish line and not have it made.
No, I think, well, you've started early, you know, compared to other years. You've cracked on, and that's not just you, that's me as well. So, you know, you should be more than able to get it across the line, definitely.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody's on the Facebook group, Mooseroot Cup Facebook group. There's other people that have moved on quite well. People have got body kit extras that they've scratch built. They've got they painted it up with a coat already. People have put their wheels on. So yeah, people are moving forward quite well with it. I haven't done anything to the body kit apart from the spoiler, but I've done quite a bit inside. So hopefully that'll be okay. I've got a roof scoop to put on. Where it is right now.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, like a air intake.
Yeah.
I've got one of those to stick on. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why I would do that. Why would I do that? I don't know, because it's got an engine at the front. But anyway, extra bits and pieces. Maybe I'll put it on the bonnet. But if I have the on the bonnet, I'm gonna have to work out how the air from the roofs from the bonnet scoop goes into the engine.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything, so I have to make some more stuff.
Sounds to me like you might have talked yourself out of that, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I know. I need to talk myself out way more.
Yeah, you're falling for it, definitely.
Yeah, but I'm not loving it.
No,
I'm not loving it. No, I'm not. I mean, I love the scratch building stuff, and I could scratch build forever. But moving on with it is difficult.
Is that because go on, sorry.
I think it's because it's the paint job has got to be good.
Yeah, I think. What I was gonna say to you is I assumed that moving on with it is part hesitation because you're not quite sure what you're doing and what the plan is, but also it's a technique in which you're not 100% comfortable with. So, but you'll smash it. You'll be fine.
Well, I'm gonna be weathering it up, so I need to keep reminding myself that it doesn't have to be perfect, because you know start off trying to make it good, and just to remember to enjoy it, and I will do my best, and then I'll be weathering it anyway and covering it in tarps. So, as is our signature.
Yes, indeed. To be honest, actually, I hadn't thought of this until just now, talking about signatures and stuff. But it would have been better, really, for you to do fluffy walnuts for your mirror.
Oh yeah, could have done. Had I thought of them? I can still shave the edges off.
Just a thought. Anyway,
maybe I'll leave a pair of walnuts on the seat.
Oh yes, that might be or you could even have a barrel of walnuts in the barn find.
Entire barrel of walnuts
or something. I don't know. Instead of an Easter egg, it's a walnut. Look for the walnut in the build.
Well, there's to be a tarp. The tarp's enough. Maybe I'll have a walnut under a tarp. I don't know.
You could have a tarp that's a walnut tarp. I don't mean it literally like that. What I meant was you could have a tarp that's got written on it walnut or whatever.
Yeah. Originally, I was thinking of making it that light blue, that kind of background that we have, this light blue, and have the sort of explosion of design thing of lights on it. But then I got given that purple, so I'm using the purple there.
Cool.
Yeah,
I
there
like
we go.
it. I like it.
That's the only modeling I've been working on. Yes, I sold my bolt action stuff. Did I tell you that?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
You love doing that stuff.
I did. Yeah, no more.
Wow.
No more. And then I'm planning on doing my Red Arrow after the Mooseru Cup.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've got bits and bobs. I've got so this is not obviously a Red Arrow. This is the RAF tractor, the modern one.
Yeah.
Maybe a company called Shopf, but this is the Aircraft in Miniature Limited to make this particular model, and it's all resin 3D printed parts. So yes, that's going to be part of the diorama when I get around to it.
Nice.
I've got all the bits, just haven't made it yet.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Nothing unusual, is it? Let's be honest. Well, I think we've all got the bits for something that we don't actually get around to making. But so yeah, let me.
What about you?
Yeah, I've been relatively busy. I say relatively busy, not massively busy, because and it'll become very obvious very quickly as to why there has been some progress, but not a lot. But so at the moment, I'm showing my bench, and there's some stuff on there, but I'll explain that in a minute as we go. But for those that benefit of watching on the radio, you'll see right now I'm holding a little pot. What do you call these things? Paint mixing pot, whatever. Anyway,
little tiny dishes.
It's a little dish that you paint mix paints in or whatever. But inside this lovely dish is approximately, if I remember correctly, I think it's about 450 rivets in there. Now it doesn't look like an awful lot, if I'm honest.
Oh no, I think there's 459.
Oh, sorry, yeah, my finger was hiding those ones. Yeah, so yeah, we've got. I've been making rivets like Billio, and the reason for that, he says, not facing the microphone, is that I'm now showing a part of the Akagi kit that I have made. So this is the main island that comes in the kit, and I've decided out of my complete wisdom to add a bit more detail in relation to the seam lines and obviously the rivet detail too. So on this piece, which is, let me think, this is about 5 inches long by about 4 inches wide and about 4 inches high. This is one of the sections. Literally one deck, and then an open deck on top of it. And I seem to remember that the rivets that are on there, that you can have a look on the Facebook page, that was around about 200 rivets.
What?
On that piece alone. So
wow. Okay. Yeah.
And you think to yourself, why would you do that, James? That's pretty stupid. And I have had that thought, but I've really enjoyed doing it. I don't know why. It's just, yeah. I got a bit frustrated with it because obviously I'm sticking glue on there, and it's a little messy, the technique I started with. However, I have refined it as I've gone along to a little bit better than that. So yeah, so as I go along, it will look better. But obviously, inside is a partition wall, which again there'll be pictures up on the Facebook page. But it's just a couple of pieces of plastic sheet, and on one of them you've got some tubing on there and a junction box and bits and pieces. So it's minimal detail inside, and the reason for that is that obviously it's got portholes in the walls, and you may be able to see something if you look really, really, really carefully. And on this particular piece, I've got a door open as well, so that gives you the ability to look down a corridor. So that's that bit that I've done, and then obviously the rest of the island. So this is the other bit that clips onto the bit I've just shown, and this is 3 stories high, and this is just one section that comes in the model. And again, I've done all the seams, but I haven't put the rivets on yet. I've put all the glass in the holes of the windows and masked them, etc., and opened up a door. Now, funny story.
Yes.
So the door in the first piece that I've showed is actually the door that I didn't want to open. And I did it all and went, oh, that's great. Wrong door. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I've opened up the door I wanted, which is great because this is the piece I'm holding in my hand has got 3 decks in this one piece. And I've built the interior to go inside this. So again, you can look through the portholes and you can look through the doors that are open and see something. So that's that. So yeah, it's taken a little bit of time. I've scribed all the joints, and then I've put very, very, very thin plastic rod in there. And then what I'm going to do, which I haven't done yet, is I'm going to get a soldering iron or something hot, and then just work my way down the seam lines to flatten down a little bit, but also give them a little bit of rough texture, so it looks like it's been welded, and then add the rivets. So that's that. And then obviously that I've been talking about this scratch building bit that I've done. So this is I've done basically a deck that sits in the middle of the 3 decks that we just talked about. And again, funny story. This has got so deck 2 of the floor is there, and then deck 2 would be where you can look through the door and down this corridor. And at the end of the corridor is a stairs. Now I made a stairs, wasn't overly happy with it, but I put it in there and thought, you know what, it's fine. No one will see it. I just know I've done it. I'll come back to that in a second. And then obviously what I've done over the last few days, I've had a couple of days on the bench. So I've actually drilled some holes, added some wiring for the lighting. I don't mean lighting as in what actually works, just to make it look like there's cables for the lighting. And what I've got is I've got some friends that are going to print for me some wall lights in clear resin, which I'm going to stick on the wall. And then I'm going to feed, if I'm ever so lucky and clever, some fiber optic from the first layer up through the other layers and into the back of these clear plastic, clear resin light fittings. Now that will give a little bit of light, won't give an awful lot, but I'm not really worried about that. It's just so it gives you, because at the end of the day, you're not gonna see an awful lot of it, but you may be able to see something. So it'd be nice to light a little bit of it up in some form. So yeah, that's what I've got in my hand. And then of these decks, obviously they've got all the support steelwork, which is all drilled out, as it would have been on the carrier itself. And we're going to go back to the stairs. So I made the stairs, wasn't overly happy with it, and then I was going through the kit to find some, because I've not stuck an awful lot of the kit together, in all honesty. But I started thinking, oh, I'll put a couple of bits and pieces on. And as I'm going through it, I suddenly realised they've got bloody stairs in the kit. So of course I've imagined the stairs, and all along there's a kit stairs, which there'll be again a picture, but I'm showing on the video. This is the kit stairs, right? So it's all one piece. The steps and the side bow rails, etc. And then on top of this goes some very thin plastic for railings, because it goes on the island on the outside. So all I actually need to do is just measure the side structure and the steps and cut away, which is what I did. So I've now made a stairs that's better. So you can see, I hold them up. You know, they're not identical in all ways, but they're close. But the original one I did, you can see the difference. So I've used an I-beam for the side to start with, and it's a lot thinner. You know, and the steps I used an angle beam. So it is vastly different. And whereas in the one I've actually made is I've just made some rectangle rod, cut it to the length I need, and then I've actually made a jig. Would you believe? I've made a jig for the said stairs to go in. I literally put the side rails in, as you can see, and feed the steps in at the levels that I need them, glue them, and then leave it for a little while, and then just literally slide it out. Job done.
Wow.
So super simple, and God knows why I didn't think of doing that first, to be honest. But yeah, so I've now got 6 steps, 6 sets of stairs all ready to rock and roll. I probably will need some more, hence I've made the jig. So that'd be good little thing to keep. And then lastly, what I've been doing today is I stuck all the, I can't show on the video. I'll probably insert now. There you go. There's a picture of the build as it is. And what I've done is I've just stuck all the elements together to give you an idea of the size. Which is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decks. And it stands about 38 centimeters high, roughly, I think.
Wow.
So it's super big. Yeah. So the only other 2 things in which I'll obviously you've seen that. That's what it looks like, and that'll explain the bits that are on the bench. We'll come to that in a minute. So here is a kit part in my hand. This is the little map table that sits in the bridge area. No. It was just literally a plain box with a top. And what I've done is I've scribed the drawers in, as you can see, scribed the drawers in, and I've drilled some holes and stuck some wire in to make some handles, and that's the map table that will go into the bridge. And the plan is that I'll have a map on the of the midway area. I'm quite sure what a map of the sea looks like, but anyway, I'll find something. And I'm going to put it on the top there, and then when it goes into where it lives, which is this section here, which I'm now showing the bridge section, it will sit on the
okay, yeah,
like so
in the back. Yeah, that's cool.
So as we're looking at it, we've got the bridge section in front of the map cupboard. And then there's a wall behind it, and there'll be some lots of dials and bits and pieces. But one of the things I want to try and do is create a map lamp. So I've got to drill a hole and feed a fiber optic through to just illuminate the map that's on the table. Don't quite know how that's going to work, but it might do, it might not. Who knows? But I'm going to give it a go. And then lastly, obviously this is the bridge section, and the one thing in the kit that it comes with some LEDs to light up the bridge. However, it has a section that slots into the ceiling, and inside there's another section where the LEDs sit. But I discovered that actually, if I used all the kit parts, it wouldn't be high enough for a figure to stand in. I'd have to cut the Admiral's feet off. And I didn't think the Admiral would be very happy. So I've had a bit of a modification. I've changed taken away the last piece that would go in to keep a nice flat roof. Don't want that. So I've got the LEDs in, and I put some beam work in and a little bit of pipe work just for a little bit of interest. And then what we'll do is we will have some bridge lights down from the ceiling in some form. Probably actually thinking about it, there probably will be the wall lights effectively. But I don't need to worry about lighting it because obviously the LEDs are there. That will do that job. So that's that. And then lastly, the last 2 things I'll show. It's been an awful lot. I've made some doors. The problem is the kit. This is a kit door.
Yeah.
In my hand in the grey plastic, which is, what's that? That's probably about 1.5 centimeters width by I don't know 5 centimeters or so. Anyway, very basic in detail, but that just literally glues in onto the plastic bulkhead of the island. I've opened them up, so it's a bit weird, and also this is curved, this door, so it's, not sure if that would be right or wrong. But anyway, so I've made this one. I've put hinges on it, I put a handle on it, and I'm going to put some metalwork on the back for the locking mechanism as well.
Okay, yeah, and it's got a porthole too.
It's got a porthole as well. This one, the white one in my hand, this is actually for the bridge. So it might not need the mechanism so much. But I've got to figure out something just to make it look right, because this one will be open on one side, the door will be open so you can look in, and the other one won't be open. So that's
right
for the bridge door. And then this door is for the main island, where the right door that I undone. But I have got another door that I've made, which is for the wrong hole. But you'll notice in this that all the doors are different sizes, which I'm not very happy about, but that's the way the kit is. So maybe that's how it was. I don't know. And I've got no reference pictures to go by. So I'm just making up as I go along.
There's no references for doors of Japanese carriers.
No, there's very, very little information about Japanese shipping during the Second World War. I mean, I can find something that's similar, and I can sort of cross-reference it and make a guess, which is pretty much what I'm doing. But yeah, so I've made these anyway. But these may actually become unneeded because I've managed to find a 3D printing file of a door with all the mechanism on. So if my 3D printing wizards can figure it out, I might use them instead.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we've got the wall here of the bridge section. So the way the model kit is that the bridge has some very big windows, obviously, and then a little wall underneath. And then there's obviously the gap, the floor for the next layer. But the kit pieces are 2 floors, so you're sticking them in place, which covers up the or creates the finish for the island, and then obviously above you've got your windows. But now this is the weird thing, Balder. I don't understand you at all. So this is a 1/35 kit that I'm building, right? There is limited, if not almost no, detail in the bridge section. I mean, there's a couple of binocular stands and a wheel. Effectively, that's it. But in the 1/72nd issue that they did, in the same section, I don't know if you can see this, but in the same section, you'll notice that these are the walls that I've got here in front of me.
Yeah.
And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dials, a junction box, and something else. That's on one side.
Okay.
So all of this stuff has got items on there, and it just makes it look so much better because obviously you're lighting it. You want something to look in there and go, oh, look at that. That's interesting. And the other thing I noticed as well is that you can see here you've got your 2 binocular stands and then your main compass point there. But behind you've got the map table. But in the 1/72nd version, you've got a map table and with drawers, I hasten to add, with drawers. And then next to it, you've got another little table. So they've actually made it smaller, added the detail of the drawers, and added a second table.
Oh.
So I don't know why they did that. I assume it's because they've concentrated on some detail on the 1/72nd and didn't on the 1/35th. Seems a bit weird, right?
It does, yeah.
But it's okay because I found the instructions and I'm going to use that as a reference to how to modify this. And I quite enjoyed doing the modification. So maybe that's the reason they've done it. So what I've done today...
they knew you were going to be building it in the future.
Yeah. So what I've done today is I've put a little bit, because on that wall there is a structural piece of metal that goes down from the window down to the floor, and then a little triangle bit that comes out to obviously hold it up, give it strength. So I've added that detail in already, done that, and I've added a little bit of wire in this particular place here on this side because I know that's where one of the boxes go. Bit asked about face. Maybe I should do the dials and boxes first, but that's what I've chosen to do. But that's super intricate, but super interesting to do. And then what I'll do is once I've done that, I can then paint and detail, etc., remove the mask because it's masked. The glass is masked on both sides, and then stick it into place, and then Bob's your uncle and all the rest. So Yeah, it's there is progress, but it is very slow because I've been doing stuff. No, I don't like that. Change that, etc., etc. And I mean, it's a little bit like the lighting. I wasn't going to go mad on the lighting, but I was looking for some industrial lampshades, effectively, for the hanger bays, which I found and purchased. It's just a file, so they could be printed. But in amongst that, I found these wall lights, and I suddenly had the brainwave of, oh, if I get some clear resin, it should be easy enough to stick a fibre in the back of it, which will give it enough light to make the resin glow a little bit, and then obviously you paint the metalwork, etc. So it will give the effect. Doesn't need to be too strong. So, and because also one of the biggest problems and one of the reasons why I wanted to avoid doing the lighting was because you can't control the environment. And when you take it somewhere, you've got the lighting of the venue, etc., and it's either going to work or not work with you. But these wall lights are inside the island; they're inside that part, and the only reason you'd see them is because you'll be looking through a door or a porthole, and you'll see them. So it's in a dark environment. So in theory, the theory being, I can control that to a point.
Gotcha.
And that should work. And by using fiber optics, the idea being that this is a 3-story build, and I'll be able to take for transportation. I will be able to take them and separate them into levels. That's the idea.
Yep. Right.
So that then means I can then build into certain sections a little bit of access to make sure that if anything needs sorting out, I can fix. If I do LEDs themselves, once they're in the model and they're stuck in there, if a resistor goes, it can knock out multiple ones all in one go, and it's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. Whereas if I do the fiber optics, certainly in this island section that I'm doing right now, it's going to have 1 or 2 bulbs in a box, of which has got then tubes that come into it where all the fiber optics are, and I need to get to one place. So in theory, I should be able to get in there and change a bulb and it'll be done. At least that's the theory, but it's going to be difficult because obviously that box has got to be light tight, so you won't be able to get any light in there whatsoever. No light leakage, unless it's going through these fiber optics, which I'll have to paint individually and to make because obviously a fiber optic will give you a pinpoint light. But if you melt the end of the fiber optic ever a little bit and splay it a little bit more, it then makes the light not pinpoint, apparently.
Right.
So yeah, I've not done it before. It'll take a bit of practice and playing with, but I've got loads of time, so it's all good. And then lastly, the last thing I'll show is this. This is a piece of white plus card with about 25 dials being made. So what I've done is I've got a tube, and I've cut very, 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 very thin strips, stuck them onto a bit of very thin plastic, and I'm now going to fill all those tubes with filler or something, and push it down ever so a little bit, so there's a bit of a lip, and then I can then get a sort of a chisel type scalpel underneath, and literally just pull them off and then stick them where I need to. So yeah, there's 25 of those plus there, and I've got another 25 slightly smaller over there that I'm going to try the same process. I don't know if it's going to work. It might be really crap, but
how are you going to do the markings on the gauges and the needles and stuff?
See, now this is where it all gets very clever, because what I decided is I could make some transfers for that. That's not a problem. But I just needed a surface. And in fairness, they're thin enough that what I could potentially do is just stick a transfer in there and then stick a little bit of varnish in there.
You don't even need a transfer. You just need to print it out on on card or something, or paper, and just cut it out and drop it in, and then gloss it.
Do you know that's really clever? I could have done that.
Oh, you've already printed them on transfer paper.
No. It just occurred to me what I could have done is if I could have put it on a bit of paper and glued the plastic onto the paper, which means they'd already be in there.
So you should have asked me.
But see, you learn these things. It probably might not work actually, because you'd have to seal it in some form. Otherwise, when you start adding glue, the ink would run. But interesting thought process. Give me a thought there. Thank you for that. Well, what I could have done, I just suddenly thought, what I could have done is bought a clear rod with the diameter I need and just make very thin dials and then just paint the outside, and I haven't got to worry about anything at all then, have I?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Didn't think of that either.
No, never mind.
But yeah, so it's all part of the process, and the reason that I'm going to all this effort with the top island is because obviously underneath in the two other layers there will be a section that's similar to the island above, and that's where all the play is going to happen, because none of that's in a kit. I've got to scrap build a lot, and that's why I'm experimenting in the top island, because as well as that I can hide. I know most of it's going to be hidden, so
yeah.
Terrible, because there will be, without any question, which will drive me nuts, I know, but there will be an element of improving techniques or improving detail as I go along, because I figured out a different way of doing it. And what I don't want to be doing is I don't want to be ripping stuff apart and going, oh no, I'll do it again because down there it looks better. This is where it's got to play, and I don't mind mucking it up and taking the stairs out and putting the new stairs in and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, so hopefully it's all going to plan. I feel really
enjoying it.
I love it. I really am enjoying it, because I'm looking at adding lots of detail and stuff. It's frustrating when I've not done this much detail on a model before. So like, for example, the rivets, I punched a whole load of rivets, 500 plus rivets, and then went, oh, they're too big. So I punched out another 500 of another size. No, they're too big too.
Did you punch the rivet out of the original rivet that was too big?
No. So no, what I did was, I've got John Mayfield very kindly has let me borrow. He's let me borrow his rivet tool from RP Models. So I'm punching out rivets manually. Now, initially, he literally had the tool. That was it. So if you don't know what I mean by this, the rivet machine is basically a bit of plastic with a bit of metal underneath, and you push a thin bit of steel through the hole, and it punches out a bit of plastic underneath. What I discovered was that because I happened to say to somebody, so annoying, why didn't they design this with a tray that it sits in? Because otherwise you have to turn it over every couple of punches to get the rivets out of the way. Otherwise it becomes a real nightmare. If they had a tray and it sits on a tray, everything would gather in the tray. It'd be amazing. Well, apparently they do sell that separately. So I bought one.
Right.
For the first 1,000 rivets I didn't have the tray. So it took a little bit longer than it does now. But yeah, so 1,000 rivets in, and then I still decided that rivets were too big. So I've gone down a size again. But the other thing I noticed was by having the tray, the rivets are formed a lot better than the way I was doing them. So the first 1,000 rivets are sort of wasted because they're not perfect. They don't look great, whereas now they do. So lesson learned. And RP Models, the cost of your machine, it's amazing, an expensive tool, but supply a tray with it. I know it might be a little bit more expensive, but put the tray in it. Otherwise, people are going to buy that and go, "Oh, I don't like this. It's a nightmare." And that tray's not cheap either. That tray was £15 odd, and it's just a little bit of acrylic. That's all it is.
Right. Special tray.
But I suppose, in fairness, if you had the mind to, you could make a tray out of whatever to stick underneath it if you wanted to, which is what I was going to do. But the other thing I noticed as well, if anyone has used a rivet making tool before and has made the end of their rivet tool blunt, and they know how to sharpen it, can they drop me an email, please? Because I've used it so much that they're starting to get blunt. So I might end up having to buy one and giving John the new one and keeping the old one, which is more than likely what I'll do. And I'll use it because I'm really. It sounds really sad, doesn't it? Oh, you sat there and done 1,000 rivets. That's really quite. But it's only an hour or so's worth of work, maybe a little bit more per 500. And you can sit there.
Is that a second?
You can sit there while watching a video, and you literally just go tap 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 tap, and they're all in the tray. It's lovely. It's great. And then obviously when you come to putting the rivets on your model, use a wax pencil.
Right.
That's the way to do it. I did think about doing that, and I didn't. I decided I was far too clever to use a wax pencil. I do it myself. But the difference is chalk and cheese because the amount of glue you've got on the surface. So yeah, lesson learned. But yeah, super exciting. And obviously we're 4 weeks away, three and a bit weeks away from Telford now. And the plan is to take some of it with me to Telford just to show people what I'm doing. But more importantly, on a really selfish note, I'm going to sit there and make it or make bits of it so people can come and see literally what I'm doing. It'll keep me from going to spend money.
Where are you going to do that?
On the Friends for Models Heroes table.
Of course. Have you got enough room?
I don't know, but I might need to take something with me.
Let's make some room
to accommodate myself. But no, I don't know. We'll see.
You're going to take all the levels, aren't you, to see how dark it gets?
Yes, that's sort of the plan. Is I want to, I've got my special light meter that I'm going to test it, and I'm going to test the weight, obviously, of the tables to make sure that you can hold it when I take it. And I hadn't thought of that. Don't be silly. But no, I'm gonna take the island because that's what I'll be working on. I'll take the island with me, and so they can see what it is. And then what I may do is take some bits of plastic with me and play a little bit. But more importantly, I'll be taking the figures with me, which we'll talk about in a minute or two.
Yeah, I definitely think you should take along 2 of the platforms and make sure that it's light enough in those platforms with the lighting that Scale ModelWorld gives you, and then take some sort of fiber optic light that you've set up to see what difference it makes, if any, and so that you understand what it's going to look like once it's in place.
Well, that's what I'm hoping to do, and that's why I've been working on that middle section, is because in theory I should have Gary Morris has done some printing for me, and he's sending me a wall light, because I said to him, just send me one of what you've done, each of what you've done, and I'll pick the rest up at Telford. Don't send it all, because he was going to send it. I said, no, just to get just a couple in an envelope so I can see what they're like. And the idea is that there should be a wall light in there. I should be able to drill out the back, put a fiber optic in it, stick it in place, because it will go in the back of the light fitting, through the wall into a tube. The tube will go down to the bottom, and in the box will be a light source. And then I can see what it looks like. So that's the aim, is to take all that island with me, because that is all I've been working on. And then put it together at one point, and then just have a quick look, see what it looks like, what difference it makes, etc. Because I don't think it's going to make a great deal of difference, if I'm honest. And potentially I'm wasting time doing it, but I'll enjoy doing it.
If it's dark enough, you'll certainly see it. I think it would make a difference. But I don't know. It's one of those things, isn't it? Until it's built,
Yeah,
It's really hard to know.
That's the risk. That's the risk you take with it. And with the certainly with the lower decks, there'll be compartments in there and corridors, and the corridors will be the main things that where the lighting will be. So it is literally just a corridor that needs lighting. Either end, those compartments will be open so you can see in them. The middle bit, you know, you might not be able to see much, but they're not going to be there much there to see anyway.
Yeah,
because that will be my main source of being able to connect things.
Yeah,
from layer to layer. So
yes,
that's what I've designed in my head, is that there'll be almost like a lift shaft, if you like, all the way through. It won't be a lift, obviously, but it'll be a shaft all the way through where I can feed stuff and make connections and all that sort of stuff, because I want to have one power source which will be in the bottom of the build, because then I can literally just take it apart, pull the thing out, change batteries if I need to, whatever, put it back, pop it all together, and it should all work.
Done. Yeah.
The difficulty will be the fiber optics in theory, but I think the way around that is by creating a junction box in each level which has the light source. So the only thing you're doing is you're connecting the wire to a box, a sealed box, connect the wire, pump it down, connect the wire, pump it down, and then it turns on at the bottom.
Okay. Yeah.
So technically, if my brain has worked it out properly, it should be fine. Because trying to connect tubes and all that sort of stuff would just be a pain in the backside for no reason. It just makes it more complicated. But yeah, so yeah, I'm really loving it. I really love adding detail, and I really love figuring out how to like as sad as it might seem, that like the world seems, right, on the actual physical aircraft carrier, the way it was built, those details aren't on the kit, which it's fine, no worries. They've got some rivet detail, but not very much. And because it was refitted several times in different ways and all that sort of stuff, that you should be able to see different ways, techniques and stuff. And certainly with the people that I've seen that have done this build and done that detail, it does make it look a lot better. Whether it's completely right or not, couldn't tell you. But that's the vision, and that's what we'll go with.
So, yeah, I think that's a good thing to do, isn't it? Make it look like it has been rebuilt because of its analogy towards your heart bypass or brain.
Yeah, that's the other thing, of course, is that I'm very fortunate because of the story behind. Part of the story behind it is my health and that journey. I've got a little bit of leeway of manipulation, so it's not a historical accurate model going into a museum, blah blah blah. So I've resisted that. That would make it very difficult, very challenging.
Yes.
For no reason.
Well,
but
not that you were welded up, of course.
No, but I've certainly had some rivets here and there.
There you go.
Of some form or another. So
not as many as you've made, though.
No, and no, the surgeon didn't go, oh, that's the wrong one, let me take that out and put another one in.
Yeah, let me repunch 1,000 more.
Yeah.
Blimey. Well, you're looking forward to Scale ModelWorld? It's not far away now.
Yes, that was I wanted to talk to that before we talked about the figures. Yes, I'm really looking forward to it. It snuck up on me. I don't understand how it sneaks up on you, but it does. And I literally was sat here last week, the end of last week, and it was Mr. Mayfield's fault. He said, oh, it's only 4 more weeks to Telford. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And literally didn't even react to it until I went, yeah, I'll see you later, everyone. Logged off and went, it's 4 weeks to Oh my God. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, you haven't even got any big plans this Telford, have you? You're just going to go along and enjoy it.
It is. It's a social event.
Yeah.
Obviously helping the charity, socializing, helping the Friends for Models for Heroes. But I'm very fortunate that I got a bunch of friends that are happy to be in the same building as me. So we've done what we did the last couple of years, and we've rented an
It is a big
Airbnb.
building.
Got a bit high class. We've now got 6 bedrooms. So
Oh, you mean the nighttime? I thought you meant like the big hall.
oh no. I meant for staying over.
Okay.
Staying over for the whole weekend. We've done a good deal with an Airbnb. Whether we all stay friends after being together for 3 nights, I don't know, but yeah, we'll see. But then obviously the show itself. Funny enough, I was looking at the floor plan this morning. Have you looked at the floor plan?
I haven't looked at it, but I know it is out.
Yes, and there's some new faces in there,
cool.
which is good to see. Some people expanding and moving around as well. That's good to see.
Traders, you mean?
Yeah, traders wise, Crafting World's got a nice end of aisle this year, which is going to be wonderful for her.
Oh, good.
Or for them, sorry.
We like them.
And they are, good luck to them. And they are opposite Airfix.
Oh, cool. That'd be good for them too.
Yeah. So that's cool. Ultimate Modeling Products are back this year as well.
Awesome.
And they've moved, but they're over in Hall 1, right near the exit.
That's where they were before.
Was it there? I didn't think it was.
Yeah, when you were coming in around the back entrance and exit, for the car park, they were facing that. Like literally, you come in there, they were. So every single morning.
Oh, they're in the same place. In that case, that's good. I thought it was a really good place for them.
Yeah. Do you not remember going through that? Or maybe you went through the back doors, the other doors. Oh, yeah.
No, I remember going through those doors, but I thought they were off to one side and at the other side of the hall. I thought, but it might be my imagination.
No.
Too much whiskey, probably.
I'll have to have a look at the floor plan. Make a plan of where we're going to be and what we're going to do and what time I want to go see people. I have to work out who wants buckets this year. Models for Heroes ones. Usually by this time, I've already emailed people to say, "Hey, we're putting a bucket on the table. Is that cool? Tell me if it's not." But I haven't done that this year, so I'm just gonna fingers crossed on the day I turn up. Well, I won't turn up. I'll get someone else to do it. Someone else, because there's so many. I'll be there all day going around all doing buckets. So I have to send out lots of people to go and do it. It's a fun part of the day, that is. So if you're a trader and the Models for Heroes person comes up with a bucket, say, "Do you want it on the table?" Say yes. That'll be pretty cool. I can't wait. It'll be great.
Go on, sorry.
The Friends of Models for Heroes table is going to be amazing.
Oh yeah, and it's in the same place as it's been for a few years now, so that's given it a nice consistency.
Yeah, top corner of the hall 3.
And the builds that are heading that way are phenomenal.
Yes, if you don't know, they're doing a hobnob build. Which anything to do with hobnobs, the biscuit. It's going to be crazy. There's all sorts of weird stuff.
Do you know? I just suddenly thought the one thing that's not been done is an obvious thing that should have been done.
What?
A road sweeper.
Doing why?
We could have done it. I just something popped in my head. A road sweeper that's a hobnob crumb collector.
It's 4 weeks away.
Yeah, challenge is out there, listeners. Find yourself a road sweeper, hobnob it up.
Can you get a model road sweeper?
I think you can.
Really?
I think they're rare, but I think you can.
Wait, I guess you could get one of those Aoshima truck things, the hut things, noodle van and sushi van.
No, I'm
put little brushes on it, like that.
What? Do you know what? That's a perfect scratch build all day long, isn't it? I'm going to look.
I've got little brushes on my Dremel thing, not these, but they're like little brushes for cleaning up stuff. You could have 2 of those either side of the truck, and it's done.
Yeah.
Have you done a hobnob build?
Do you know I haven't? So
yes, you have.
I'm just going to say this because I got it.
You got a helicopter. haven't you?
Well, yeah. So I've done Hobnob 1, which is the Seeking, which I that was planned before the build was planned, so I didn't really count it in my head.
Bring it along.
But yeah, no, I'm bringing it because I've donated it to you, if you remember.
Oh yes, I remember. Yes. Bring it along. Put it on the table.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Hobnob 1 will be there. Although I've just had a quick look, and there is a Soviet Road Sweeper Kit 2 from Sun Tower in 1/35th.
Who knew?
Oh, sorry, no, the brand is Gun Tower Models. It's basically a CAS 51 truck with road sweeping bits on it.
Oh, okay. What scale?
1/35th.
Oh, okay. So like the Musaru, is it that the Musaru build that we did? Is that the same truck?
Similar truck, yeah. Similar truck.
There you go. You got 4 weeks.
So you also can get. Let me see. Oh, do you know? I do love this.
You're going down that rabbit hole. Someone grab his legs.
You got the Conrad City Sweeper. That's out there.
You have to put these pictures on
links up on Facebook. Yeah, no, I'll put some pictures up on the Facebook as part of the challenge. It's a challenge now.
James's challenges.
Yeah, there is a few out there. Obviously, there's die-cast ones out there, which you could modify.
Just easy.
Corgi, there you go. Corgi does one.
There you
go. The Kent Sweeping Limited Road Sweeper. You could get that and hobnob it up.
Kent.
Ah. Not Ken. It's not Ken driving it, no.
I wonder what you said then.
No.
Okay. Road Sweeper. Yeah,
so they're out there.
There's going to be lots of Hobnob builds on Friends Models for Heroes. Models for Heroes are going to be having, obviously, the usual beneficiaries awesomeness brought along. I hope that there'll be some Warhammer stuff as well, because we're having a guest display from October till January at Warhammer World in Nottingham. And the ones that don't get there are going to go on the table. However, a lot of them have actually been chosen to go on the guest display. So I don't think we're going to have any at all. But if you're a beneficiary or a volunteer at Models for Heroes, please do put something on the table to show how much the hobby has helped you. And we're going to have a recognition build on there. I don't think we've talked about that on here. No. So the idea is kind of like what we did with our Shelf of Doom builds, is you have a model that you just have not finished. You spray it black and give it to me. Tell me what it is, fill in the form, and then it'll be part of a recognition build, which is going to be a competition. Essentially, you come along, you go, that is that, that is that, that is that, that's this. I think this is that, and then you write it all down and hand it in. It costs, I don't know, £1, £2, something like that to enter, and then the prize will be immensely cool. So yeah, come along and see if you can recognize some models. They're all going to be black on a black background, I think. I'm not quite sure what background I was going to do. I was going to do like a light coloured background so it looks like an old recognition poster, but I think actually it looks quite cool on black. Anyway, we'll see.
You're talking about a tea-stained black backdrop.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I really haven't found one that I've seen online that I liked. Yeah. Because I was thinking of doing like a battle mat, War Gamers desert mat.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look right. It didn't look right. No. So I wanted to get, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like. If it's on black, it's a bit harder, isn't it?
Yeah, I would have thought a tea stained or white, but I think it'd be quite stark on a white. Don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be fine. Well, we'll see. Whatever I do, it's going to be fine. I'm going to have to do loads of labels and stuff as well. Every single vehicle's going to have to have a label on it on the underneath, so I know which one it is. And I have to have a list of every single vehicle with a proper list of what it is, and then there'll have to be a visible number that corresponds with the label that's underneath, so that people, when they go, that A is a Spitfire, Mark, whatever, when they hand their guesses in, that we can correlate that to the right one. Oh man, yeah, I've got some work to do.
Yes,
I'm gonna have to look at the form actually, because people keep entering stuff and I haven't properly looked at it. But I need to do that. I'm gonna spend next week putting some time aside to do it.
Yeah, it's getting to that point, isn't it, where you've got to finalize all those bits and pieces.
Start putting things in boxes too.
Yeah,
what I'm going to take. Yeah, we got another Mitsubishi Zero sent to us, another built one. So there's three now that we have in the HQ.
nice.
One's not quite built. Someone's going to take that away and finish that off and turn it into a crashed one, to a big diorama crashed Mitsubishi Zero. We've got one that is working to a point, so might be able to get that working properly. And then of course we've got the one that was originally built for us. Yeah. But I don't think we're going to bring any to Scale ModelWorld this year.
No, I think it's going to be more than enough on there, isn't there? This year with all the bits and pieces, everyone's got very excited with the Hobnob build.
The Hobnob stuff will be on the Friends and Models for Heroes.
Oh, yeah. Of course it will be. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and then the models for Heroes will be like merchandise and the general stuff that we usually have. Yeah, cool stuff. There we go. I might bring my Musaru along, show off.
Yeah,
what I haven't done. People who are interested.
Yeah, it should do. I think that the last thing I wanted to just say about as well was so going back to the Akagi build, one of the things in which has been very important to me throughout this project is to try and give an opportunity for people to learn as well as I do at the same time, processes and bits and pieces by having the round tables and all that sort of thing. But the main reason for doing the build, or one of the main reasons, was to not only show my journey, but also involve the people that had supported me with kind words and all that sort of stuff during the process of my heart and all that malarkey. And one of the good things is that obviously I might need a few figures here and there on this diorama because it's ever so small. And it looks like it could be as many as 80 to 100 figures. Now, clearly, I've got all the time in the world to do it, not a problem. But I thought it'd be really, really cool if anyone's interested and wants to and paint a figure for me, and I can put it on the build. It don't panic, don't worry. You're not going to be, we're not going to. Me and Malcolm aren't going to sit there and look underneath its feet and make sure it's all painted properly and all that. It doesn't matter. It's how you feel about it and how you can paint it. Happy to give some pointers, happy to give some ideas of how I would paint it. I haven't spoken to a couple of people yet, but there's a couple of people I have in mind that may wish to partly be involved, but also might be willing to provide some help with explaining how to do it and all that sort of stuff as well, which I really must do this week. It's on my list right there. But yeah, so if you're interested, no matter where you are, let me know. The only proviso is I will send you this figure. The figures come from a company called Triumph Models. They are 3D printed.
Have you got it there?
I have, yes. I could show you. That's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that? While I'm changing the camera and get myself ready, etc. So yeah, and I'm very fortunate in that I found these figures. And I approached the company and said to them, I'm building this really big model. Would you be willing to help?
Yes.
They said, no, go away.
Don't call us anymore.
Yeah.
Stop calling us.
I don't know who you are. Yeah. So anyway, so this is the company here. It's a little plastic box with a pilot figure in. They all come in their own individual little box, which is really, really brilliant. Really great packaging. And inside you find this 3D printed figure inside a 3D printed box with supports. And literally all you have to do is put your finger on the figure's head, jiggle it ever so softly, and the supports give way and it will literally fall out. It's that simple. And then all you got to do is just very gently pull the supports off and clean up a little bit to a figure that comes a little bit like that. Which I'm now showing. So yeah, it's a 1/35 figure. Because they're Japanese, they're quite slim, not very tall. Which, to be honest with you, that's correct. And if you pick up an ICM Japanese figure, you'll notice that they're quite bulky, because they're modelled on European figures, so they're not really that accurate. However, these 3D resin printed figures are super detailed, super amazing, and I can't wait to start painting them. But what I've got is I've got a whole bundle of these pilot figures. So there'll be like a pilot ready room, for example, and there'll be an area where the pilots are maybe getting refreshments or making their prayers, because a lot of them made prayers before they flew, etc. And that'll all be going on in the corridors and the ready room, etc. But if you want to get involved in that, let me know, and I will provide you with this figure. And like I say, the only proviso is once you finish painting it, send it back to me, and then I can. What I will do is I'm going to take a group picture of all the figures that have been painted, and that will go off to Triumph Models, and Triumph Models will put that in their social media, so your names will be emboldened in social media land forever.
Oh, you could. Yeah, that's cool. Yep.
As well as you will have helped me physically, as you have physically and emotionally through this journey. So I think that's a really cool thing to do. And thank you very much for Triumph Models for helping me and supporting me with a few donations. I bought a load off them, and they sent me a load on top. So yeah, thank you very much.
That's cool.
For that. It's yeah, really, really good. So yeah, it's and luckily, like I say, these are so well packaged. I can send these anywhere. So even if
35th scale, so
they're 1/35th, yeah. So
yeah.
even if you're not in the UK, let me know anyway. And I'm thinking of you, Ray. If you want one, Ray Davis, let me know and I'll send it to you. Not a problem. So yeah, there we go.
I'll build one.
I will be, if you're going to Telford, and obviously you'll be hearing this before Telford. If you're going to Telford, I will have them with me, and I'm more than happy to talk to you about it there and then, and maybe even give it to you there and then. Cool. You'll have to sign a waiver and a document in blood, and I don't want you to leave any children. Don't need a deposit, so that's fine. Or wives. No, I don't want any of that. It's just all the paperwork.
Well, don't rule anything out, James.
Oh, no, I won't have room in the car, so But yeah, so yeah, I think that's everything from my side.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's everything for me too.
There is one other thing which I will mention, just because I can. Obviously, we have a Discord server for Just Making Conversation, though we don't use it.
Do we?
Yeah, we do, but we've never done anything with it at all.
I've never done anything with it.
No, I don't. I think I set it up, and I think that's as far as I got. And I think it's very basic anyway. But anyway, on a different note, and the reason for this is linked to the Akagi build more than anything else. There is a Discord server called Spruce Station. If you're into Discord, it's a great place to be. It allows you to go and virtually hang out, like a Zoom call if you like, and have a chat, post your work and all that sort of stuff. And I'll put some details up for that as well. I've literally just I'm just having my server, the Spruce Station, rebuilt from scratch over the next week. So
spruced up
indeed, yeah. Definitely. So yeah, there we go. I think that's everything for now.
That's cool. Excellent, mate.
Yeah,
exciting stuff. We put all those links. I'll send you some pictures of my stuff so you can put it on Facebook. And I will see you at Telford.
Yes, indeed, and make sure you come and see us, won't you? And a shout out to Beyond the Box as well, because they've got a table at Telford, so go and check them out too. Yeah, they've got an end of aisle.
Wow, money bags. Look out for them. They'll be the bright orange.
And yeah, go and give them some love. Definitely,
yes, definitely. Did you send out that walnut in the end to that person we talked about?
I think I did. I think I did.
Okay,
but if that person's listening and says no, you didn't, send me an email and slap me.
Yes.
Or if
that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen at Scale ModelWorld. Is you're going to get beaten up.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine because it just so happens. I shall remember to take that box with me.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
take some in case.
do you know? Funny enough, I was looking at it only Monday. I was looking at it, thinking to myself, "Oh, I've got a few more that I might take them with me to Telford and go around and pop a couple out."
Oh yeah. See,
Any
annoy
excuse to
more,
get nuts out.
people.
Right. Until next time, guys. I can't tell you when the next one will be, but we will have a theme and we will let you know. And I would suggest to you that if not before, there'd definitely be one after Telford, and it will all be about Telford.
Yeah, let's try and do a post Scale ModelWorld.
Well, we're definitely going to do it. Definitely. It'll be a couple of days after Telford because obviously we've got to get back and unpack. You know, Malcolm's got to empty the car. I've got to unpack all the children and people that have been given to me and find homes for them.
All the wives that have been donated.
Yeah, all the wives and oh well. Anyway, until next time. See you all later.
Bye.
Bye.